Hi, I'm Will Danes, and this is my nephew Lucas Boris. Welcome to the WDLB podcast, where we talk everything New York Yankees and New York Mets. So, how's it going today, Lucas?
Going very good. The Mets are playing some good baseball, and it is trade deadline season. The trade deadline has officially ended. How are we feeling?
Yeah, it ended today at 6 p.m. Eastern, and a lot happens. As a as a New York Yankee fan, I don't know. I got mixed feelings about it. I was hoping for more, but then you see what the Dodgers gave up for flattery. What they gave up, I was like, yeah, they got fleeced.
I
But
would be wor- I'm more like surprised about the Padres and the Orioles. They dumped like everyone for all their guys.
yeah, they seem to have the this is it, we're gonna go for it mentality, which is cool, right? But you know, they're gonna mortgage their future for
If they don't
potential.
win, yeah, if they
Yeah, if
don't
they
win,
don't
it's
win,
it's all
you know.
it's all a waste.
See, I would say like the
Oops,
Dodgers
what do you
are screwed because they basically traded away what, three of their four remaining top prospects.
Mhm.
But the Dodgers seem to just don't give a crap about anything, and they
They're
just do
always
what they
good.
want, and they're always good. So yeah, it's just, as I always say, it's disgusting, but it is what it is. But let's focus on Mets and Yankees, right? So by all means, let's talk about the Met acquisitions.
The Mets went for the we're gonna pick up lesser known guys and we're just gonna get small improvements. We don't need to go for anyone big. They didn't trade any of their big prospects. None of
Wait,
them. None of them have been
wait,
traded.
is Cashman running that team? Because that sounds like Cashman moves.
Cashman move, but I think it's smart. I think you don't they don't need to trade any of those guys. Then they still made improvements. So they first started off getting Ryan Stanek from the Mariners to improve the bullpen. He has not been great this year. ERA in the mid fours, but hopefully they can turn around. He throws 100. They need a flamethrower in there. And he struggled his first start, but today he looked a little bit better. Didn't get the 3 outs, but didn't blow the game either. But I'd say it's a pretty good help. You need those guys who throw fast. You need the flamethrowers for your bullpen. If your bullpen is full of guys who don't throw very hard, you're not going to go very far. You need to mix it up a little bit.
You do. You need some flamethrowers, and you
Mm-hmm.
need the, and as the Yankees say, they need high strikeout guy, which which they got today. But we'll see how that turns out. And as we're talking, he just got out of the inning, so
I did see that.
they're playing
Yes.
the Phillies right now, and it's 5-5, and it's free
So
baseball. So
Soto
boys love free
Soto due up
baseball.
in the inning. I see.
Oh, yep, Soto's due up. So Mr. Magic Man, every time you see that guy bat, like like all I could think of is how much money this guy is gonna get next year because he is truly, I mean, he
He's.
is such a good player,
I don't even know how to pitch. How you pitch to him.
man. I mean, the guy he's just a great player. I mean, he really is. Like watching him play every day, he's amazing.
As someone who had to face him like maybe 20 sometimes a year for like 4 years. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's gonna suck. Whatever league he ends up in. I mean, I still think he's gonna be a Dodger because the Dodgers seem to just make everything happen. They figure it out. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, back to the Mets. So
Also went and it has come full circle. The Mets have traded for Jesse Winker. That was a very funny one for me. That was very funny. We've had such a long history with Jesse Winker. Jesse Winker is a very funny dude.
that's what you gotta
Oh
do.
my
Yeah,
gosh.
the wave. Even I know
It is
that
so
one.
his first at he got a very large cheer his first at bat. So he's
Yeah,
gonna well cuz he's built for this, man. He's built for that pressure cuz he doesn't take anything seriously.
which is great. Which is great. Like I was watching
Yeah.
his interview. He seems like he comes off as very dry, but he has a really, like, you see his reaction and stuff, and like the way he reacts, on the field with the fans, and he
Hmm.
seems like he seems like one of those guys that gets it. Like, like he's
Absolutely.
just,
Yeah, like he'll play if he plays along with what they do.
yeah, he gets it. Like he's not trying he's just having fun, which is great, which is really, really good. I think he's gonna do really well with in City Field with Med fans. I think they're gonna.
He's got a career 810 OPS, very consistent hitter. His only bad year was last year, and he's back to pretty much normal this year, especially with Washington. So I
Yeah,
think it's a very good trade. especially
Yeah,
for giving up almost nothing. They gave up right-handed pitcher Tyler Stewart, a 25-year-old person in Double A, 25-year-old pitcher in Double A. Which, if you're 25 years old in Double A, I don't know how much farther you're gonna go.
true, true. But then, there are those who do, and they're,
Yeah,
sometimes they
yeah.
come up. It just sucks for their arbitration years because then they end up like they come up later, then they have to play through all of the team control years, and then
Mm-hmm.
when it's time for them to become a free agent, they're in their late 20s, maybe even early 30s, and they're not going to get that 10-year, crazy deal. They're just going to get, yeah, I mean, it's more money than they will ever make doing anything else. So
Oh, pretty
boo
much,
hoo.
absolutely.
Let me not talk
Oh,
bad about it. I mean,
I'm making a lot of
yeah,
money.
making a lot of money, making millions of dollars there, So, can't really feel that bad for these guys, but yeah, it kind of does hurt them in a way when they are
Mm-hmm.
finally brought up and they're in their like mid-20s like that. It just doesn't, you know, bode well for the dollars. I mean, but at that point, what's, you know, difference between making $10 million a year and making, you know, anything, I don't know, anything more than that. Like, I guess
Minimum wage.
minimum wage, it's like, come on,
Yeah.
it's like, it's more money than I can ever fathom, probably, but so anybody else with the Mets? What else happened with
Yeah,
the
we had
Mets?
three more trades. Now this is present day. This was today. They made three trades today. They went for three big trades, I like to say, because they were more like irrelevant guys. They just would get rid of. They traded for A's pitcher Paul Blackburn. Uh, even though he's been pitching for a while, probably since since 2017. Been a pretty decent uh, top of the rotation starter for them. He should go in the back for us because they have not been very good, obviously.
Hmm.
For a third round pick, Cade Morris. So they gave a third round pick from last year for Blackburn, who has one more year of. He has 2 years, so he is a free agent in 2025. So
Okay.
2 years of him, who I think should go. They Carlos Mendoza announced he will be going into the rotation. So they will not have to use Jose Butto. Jose Butto will stay in the bullpen, which is good for them. He's been great.
Buto.
It's a good move. We're also traded for the bullpen arm Tyler Zuber. He was in the Rays bullpen. Trading for a Rays bullpen arm is just like, I don't even need to know what his name is. Like,
Yeah,
obviously he's somewhat decent, isn't he?
yeah. I mean, if he was in the Rays, and he pitched, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that they pitching and the Rays, they poop
I don't know how
pitching.
they do it. I don't know how they do it.
Like they wake up in the morning and they're like, yo, you know what? You can throw. Come pitch for us. And suddenly they're a good pitcher. Like the Rays have a knack for that. They have a knack for all things pitching, and they have a knack for getting rid of a pitcher right at the right time too. You know, like what's the saying? If the Rays call you and they want a player, take a second
Don't
look
pick
at
up.
that player and hang up the phone. Don't take the
You see
call.
the Cardinals traded Dylan Carlson to the Rays. That's a mistake. That is
Oh
a
yeah,
big mistake.
right? Because
They're
he's
like,
gonna
oh,
be the
he's a
next
bust. He's a
superstar.
bust. Nope, no, he's back.
Nope.
And the Cubs gave away Morel to the Rays. Nope, 40 homer season next year.
I know the Rays are just like the Rays. They just have a knack. They know when to let a guy go, and they know when to, and they just target players, and those players end up developing into really good players. It's crazy.
They get nobodies, and the nobodies turn into like superstars. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, but you know what? To contrast that, right? This just shows you how Yankee fans are crazy, right?
Yeah.
Or how New York fans are crazy because Cashman has been known to make moves like that, where he gets like a lesser known, what we would call a scrap heap player, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they come to New York and they perform pretty good, right? And then, but I mean, it's never a long term thing though. It's usually like a short term thing, and then they can play, and then it's like, all right, well, they kind of revert. But Cashman has a knack for doing that, and I mean, Joey Gallo wasn't all that great, but then he,
There's an example for the Yankees right now.
what?
Luke Weaver. Luke Weaver's
Yeah,
career was over. Luke Weaver's career was over, and the Yankees picked him up, and his career's revived because of it.
Tompkin.
Said
Tompkin was released by what?
Tonkin was released by the Mets twice.
Yeah, by the Mets twice, and then what? He was with another team. Was he with the A's? He was with somebody
He was
else,
with the
and they released him.
Twins for like a
Oh,
game or two.
that's who it was. Yeah, and they released him. So
They
and the Yankees
released
are like,
him
yeah, we'll
back to
take
the
him.
Mets. Yeah.
We'll give him a shot. And what happens? He puts in the pinstripes and he becomes one of the best relievers in baseball. I love it.
I don't know.
You
I don't
know.
know how it happens. Well, because they reverted him back to what he should be. He's pitching to contact. He's pitching
Yeah.
in not close situations.
Well, actually, that's not true. He is pitching in that he has
He's not. He's
moved up
not
his
being
totem
brought
pole.
in the 10th inning like they're doing. That's bad.
No,
They need.
no, but he's
That's why the
been.
Mets. Yeah.
They brought him up in some higher leverage situations. He's part of the trusted circle now, and so yeah, and he's shown time after time like he's right in there. Like he pitches very very well. He's a really good. He's been very very good for the Yankees, but the bullpen has never really been a problem, right? It's really been the lack of offense, which suddenly the past few days has completely totally reappeared. And I have a theory on that. You want to hear my
We'll
theory?
get to your trades.
Oh, my trades. Okay, you want to do my trades first?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, well, we'll get to the last trade real quick for the Mets. It's a quick one. They
Okay.
traded for Marlins bullpen arm Huascar Brazoban. He has been really good this year. ERA under 3, 2.93 in around 30 innings.
Oh wow.
He has a K per 9 of 10.2, so he
Oh.
strikes out a ton of guys. I think the Marlins dumped him because he came up in 2022 as a 32-year-old reliever.
Oh wow.
He's 34 now, and it's surprising. He's a free agent in 2029. He has 5 more years of team control, but he's old. So
Yeah, but
for a reliever but it's the relievers are a lot different than any other player.
they're a
Like
different breed.
David Robertson's almost 40 and still pitching.
Yeah, like these guys
Like
because remember they come in and only throw. They throw like 20 pitches, right? And then that's it.
throw one
Right?
inning.
They throw an inning and they're it. So some of the it's not like you got to throw 5 innings and like you're in for an inning. You're in for maybe a batter or 2 batters, right? Like so sometimes these guys can sustain and they can pitch, into their 30s. Like for a baseball player, a batter, 33, 34, they start to regress, right? They start to decline, right? Unless you're Nelson Cruz. But
But if you're a pitcher, that's your prime. That's a
yeah,
reliever. That's your prime.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's your prime
that's
as a reliever. And I
dude.
guess that's good, right? Because they get, they're like as other players are winding down, they're still right in the middle of their career and they can pitch until maybe 37, 38. Like if everything kind of falls right, like they don't low Tommy John surgeries, keep the Tommy John down. Who knows,
That's
right?
why you see a lot of pitchers transition from starters to relievers. Like the biggest, he's a young guy, but I feel like a very big one that happened this year was Mason Miller. Mason Miller was supposed to be a starting
Yeah.
pitcher, and they were like, "No, you're going in the bullpen," and he's pumping 102, 103
Yeah,
because
because you
he
can let it
can.
fly. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you let it fly. Yeah, they turn him into a flamethrower, but now he's hurt, so
Well,
so there's that.
well,
Yeah,
that's
but
it.
actually,
Yeah.
but actually, he didn't hurt himself
No,
pitching. He hurt him.
He
He
punched
punched.
it
Yeah,
after a
so
win, after a
self
clean inning.
self-inflicted. He probably didn't want to get traded. That's probably what it was. He's probably like, I'm happy here. I don't want to go anywhere.
You're
That
happy
was
in
it.
Oakland, okay?
Hey, some guys just like, what?
No
Some guys,
pressure.
no pressure. They like the situation. They don't want to go nowhere. They're good. He's one of those guys. He's one of those guys that he just doesn't really. He's like, I'm good here. I don't want to go nowhere. And as you talk about relievers, the Yankees just brought in
Yeah, I just saw that Michael
Michael
Tonkin is
Topkin.
in the game in a 6-5 game in the bottom of the 11th inning
Yeah, well, you know what?
against former Oriole Austin Hayes.
You know what though? I take him over Cardiac Clay any day of the week.
Yeah,
Tell you that. He almost lost that
really.
game. He almost. They bring. I swear. I think the Yankees just hate me because they hate me. They hate me and every other New York Yankee
Yeah.
fan. They hate us all because you have a close game and you need to every game from here on out is a must win. Every single game. Right? Baltimore, you look at the scoreboard, Baltimore's winning right now. You got to keep pace with Baltimore, right? You just went through a tough stretch where you couldn't even win a baseball game didn't matter if the world was ending. You couldn't win a game, right? And now, right? And Baltimore the same way. Baltimore had a huge slump too. But it seems like Baltimore's coming out of it at the same time as the Yankees are, which is unfortunate, right? And so you got to win this game and you bring in Cardiac Clay. Like, what?
The Yankees and the Orioles literally play the exact same when they either both play bad or both play good. There's no division gain on both sides.
It seems like it because the Orioles could have ran away with it. They could have ran away with the division and been like 10 games up the way the Yankees have been playing, and they didn't do it. They they play just as bad. So that's the saving grace, right? But you know what though? I heard this somewhere. There's a saying, right? You divide the season up into three sections, right? You get 54, 54, 54, right? The worst team in baseball is gonna win 54 games, right? The best team in baseball is gonna lose 54 games, right? It's that last 54 games are what matters. We're in that stretch right now. So these next games will determine a lot of teams' fates. But this is where we are right now. We're right at that mark that these last games really determine, are the Yankees for real? Are they really gonna go far in the playoffs? Are they gonna make the playoffs? Are the Orioles for real? You know? And Tompkins just gave up the tying run, and it's now 6-6 again. So we've got plenty of free baseball. So Yankees legend Brett Tonkin. Am I saying his name right? Tonkin. Tonkin.
Michael
Oh,
Tonkin.
why I say Brett? Why I get Brett from? Well, I'm thinking.
You got it from Brett
I'm
Phillips.
thinking Brett Phillips. Yeah. Right. Okay. Right. So
Yeah.
Tompkin is now Tonkin. Man, I mean I'm butchering his name. Sorry.
There's no P. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm thinking. All right. Whatever. Anyway, Michael Tonkin just gave up the tying run.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunately. But you know what? But you know what? It doesn't bother me that bad because he's not Clay Holmes. You know, it's like it's okay as long as it's not Clay Holmes.
Like you made a mistake. Everyone
Yeah.
makes mistakes. Cardiac Clay is a mistake.
I mean, I get, yeah, you know. Oh, I mean, whatever. Anyway, let's talk about the Yankee
go ahead.
acquisitions. All right, so the Yankee update. Okay, obviously a few days ago we got Mr. Jazz Chisholm, who actually I think he's part owner or he endorses the those ice cream cone gloves, which I love, which one day I want to own. So like, but they're like $400. So
But those are so cool.
So like and subscribe so we can afford ice cream cone gloves for both of us. You know, like and subscribe. Put us on the road to getting our gloves.
So we can,
And we'll do a special episode. We'll do a special episode. We'll put the gloves in our heads. We'll wear the gloves in our heads, and we'll do a special episode.
Are we the glove hat?
Yeah, we'll have the glove hats.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, we should. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Those gloves are great though. Those ice cream gloves. Oof, man, I want one.
They have a lot of swag. That's what Jazz is as a player though. That's what he plays. He plays with a lot of swag, a lot of flair.
I mean, he's channeling his inner A-Rod, right? He's got number 13 and he's hitting like number 13. Like what the heck's going on with that? He's just going, I mean, he's just going bonkers. It's funny because like they say when a player comes to the Yankees, they have a Yankee moment, right? And and everyone's like, well, what's this player's Yankee moment? What's this player's Yankee moment? Well, Jazz already had like 4, right? And he already had like 4 Yankee moments, So it's pretty crazy. Like he's just come in and he's on fire. Now, obviously, he's not going to play like this the whole season, the rest of the season, but still, like this is what we need. Like we needed that kind of spark. And also I think it lights a fire on everybody else's butts, right? Because like they're like, well, this guy's going to come in, he's going to take my spot, and then I'm going to get benched, right? It's because he can play multiple positions. So it actually it's funny, like what, like there was a joke going around, like what did it take for Verdugo to start playing a little bit better? Jason Dominguez started playing minor league games.
Oh my god! Wow.
The threat of Dominguez looming down there, and Verdugo is now like, oh shit, I gotta start playing better. Oh no, I gotta start. Yeah, my job isn't secure anymore. Oh wait, now they got Jazz Chisholm, and he could wait a minute. He could play left field just as good as I can. Oh wait, and he's hitting the ball. Oh my god,
wait. Put him at third base.
Because Gleyber Torres said he's not a third baseman; he's a second baseman.
But that's just an awful. Jazz has to learn another new position.
Well, he's athletic enough, right? So if anybody could do it, it's him. So he's gonna be a company guy, from here on out. He's got another year of control with the Yankees, so he's gonna be here next year. So he's gonna be a company guy. Gleyber's out after the end of the year, so Gleyber's like, I'm a second baseman. Really? So, in my mind, I'm like, really, dude? I think you have the most errors of any second baseman currently in baseball. You're not a second baseman. You know?
He's not great.
He's not. He's just not. He's not been good. And look, I will never say like a player needs to. I don't know. I guess like I'll never be super super down on the player in a way where I'm just like, get them out of here, or blah blah blah. Well, actually, that's not true. I don't even know what I'm saying.
No, I
Let's
know.
just,
I kind of get what
you
you're
know what I
saying,
mean?
but yeah,
It's like, you
yeah.
know, like it's baseball. It's a game. It's fun. At the end of the day, it's fun. Yeah. Do I live and die by the pitch? Absolutely, I do. You know,
I
does a
agree with that.
does a Yankee win make my day? Absolutely, it does. Does a Yankee loss make my day a little less cheery? Absolutely, it does.
I
But
would have been miserable
when I
if
see it,
Edwin Diaz, if Edwin Diaz blew that save, I would have been miserable right here.
yeah, man, it's just, ugh. But anyway, so the Yankees, okay. So we got Jazz. Now we got Mark Leiter, right? Who is
Mhm.
the nephew of Al Leiter. So he comes from good pedigree, right? So he has a high K rate, which is great because the Yankees don't have a guy with high K rate. So that kind of throws that in there. And then we got Caleb Ferguson going to the Astros. Okay,
Oh, I would be
you know,
ecstatic to get rid of
but
him.
the
He was awful.
yeah, but the thing is, it's like Cashman does a Cashman trade where he goes, okay, I'll give it to him, but give me cash for to so I can sign foreign players. You know, he traded him for money, so
Of
for
course.
more money so they can sign more, so for international funds so he can sign more international players. Right, so okay, great,
All right,
but
Juan
watch,
Soto too.
but here's the thing, he went to the Astros, right? What happens when Caleb Ferguson comes up to pitch against the Yankees in the playoffs and he's lights out?
No, Kevin Ferguson redemption tour.
No, but seriously though, what
Yeah.
happens?
Oh, he
What
got out of
happens?
it.
He got out of it.
Wow.
And one of my I, and
Your
yeah, he
theory,
got out of it.
your
No, he got
theory is
out of
up.
it. Wow, he made a great
Jazz,
catch too.
Jazz is due up.
Yeah, well, Jazz is gonna hit another home run. He's channeling his inner Hayrod,
He's
right?
2 homers and 5 RBIs. The team is literally on his back.
Yeah. And then okay, so back to these acquisitions. I mean, we're more into the game than the acquisitions, which is telling
Well,
because his acquisitions weren't really all like
we have a
okay,
live game on.
yeah, we have a live game on, so but the thing is like I think from a Yankee fan, Mark Leader, cool, right? El De Los Santos, cool, great, right? All right. Jazz Chisholm, pretty cool. All right. And so far, he's on fire. Great. And then you signed Brett Phillips, who was used to be a hitter, right? I think for the Rays,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
who converted to a pitcher, but he does throw 97. So
Dude,
it's like,
that Brett Phillips moment is a classic. If you remember that in the World Series in 2020, walk off against Kenley Jansen, where
no,
Rosarena falls down like almost at
yeah,
home plate, and then they throw the ball away. It was awesome. That was an awesome moment.
yeah, that was an awesome moment. But so Brett Phillips, which is kind of funny because imagine he relieves and then Boone's like, you know what? Why don't you bat next inning?
IKF.
No one else is hitting on this team. You know, when they're going to that stretch, no one else is hitting. He goes, you know what? We'll give you a shot. Why don't you come up here and take an at bat?
Yeah, hey, IKF
So
was traded. IKF was traded.
yeah, IKEA was traded. They actually, he wasn't. I heard that he wasn't even on a trade block, but they specifically wanted him. They were like, we want IKF, and they were like, but we have all these. No, we want IKF. So the Pirates,
Pirates
they
got
wanted
their
him.
man.
They got their man. They targeted him. And for once in a long time, though, the Pirates were actually buyers at the trade deadline.
Well, they got rid of Martin Perez, which I think is a little questionable. But
Hmm.
I think it's a little questionable that a team traded for him. I don't think it's questionable to get rid of it.
Yeah, but hey, you know what? For the most part, they were buyers this trade deadline. They actually added, right? So
They're
you know,
trying for it.
well,
I respect it.
you have to, but and that's the thing about the new format where you have a lot of teams that make the playoffs, right? So you have more teams that are in it now, and it makes it tough to make a trade because more teams are in it, and also the price for players is probably astronomical. I mean, look, Crochet didn't go anywhere. School didn't go anywhere. I can only imagine what they were asking, right? The asking price was probably like, I'll take your firstborn, and then I'll take your great great grandkid, and then I'll take your great great
Oh
great
my
great
gosh.
great grandkid, And we're not done yet because there's still more that I want. Like it was probably the prices were astro. I mean, look what the Dodgers traded away. Like they paid a hefty price. They mortgaged their future. But again,
The Padres were even worse.
yeah, and the Padres too. But the Padres are always like that. The Padres always do. The Padres are like Padres are the team that they just seem to they're just reckless abandon. They just like, yeah, we want them. We'll take them. What do you want? We'll take them.
I
That's the
don't think that's how
Padres.
you win baseball games, though. They
Yeah,
traded
but
4, 3, 6, and 7, something like that. That's
Yeah.
insane. On their
Yeah.
top prospect list. That's insane for
Yeah,
a closing pitcher.
but they got a great closer. So
But they have a closer.
yeah, but now they
They
got
have two. They have two closers now.
nothing wrong with that.
I don't hate having two closers, but I don't like having to buy one of your closers
Yeah,
for
but that
everyone.
locks down. Yeah, but think about it in a short series, right? That locks down your seventh and I mean your eighth and ninth inning. It's done. You
That
now
is
have a
true.
seven. You now have a seventh inning game. Like you got that lead going to the seventh.
It's over.
It's
You
pretty much
got
over.
barring any mistake, you got it all done.
Yeah, man. And remember, good pitching beats good hitting. So as long as you got good, I mean that eighth and ninth inning is locked down now for the Padres. I'm jealous. That's like the old '90s Yankees teams. Like they had the bridge to Mariano.
Bullpen is good. Your team is going to go so far.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
We have an incoming source right now from Ken Rosenthal for the Yankees.
Okay.
The Yankees backed out of a trade for Jack Flaherty because of medical concerns.
Oh please. That's stupid.
This is
I'm
actually
sorry.
from Ken Rosenthal on Twitter.
Yeah, and the Dodgers
Go
were like,
follow our Twitter, by the way.
yeah, right, backed out for medical concerns. But meanwhile, the Dodgers just gave up like half of their farm system for him. Right? Get out, get out. Whatever.
Well,
That's a
that
typical
means the
Yankee
Yankees.
answer.
That means the Yankees were in on him and probably could have gotten him. As Glaber gives the Yankees the lead.
Yes, Glaber. Yep. Did they get him at second? Oh, they got Chisholm at second. Yeah, he was tagging from first. Superstar Jazz Chisholm. But they took the lead again. We'll see. There is good news though for the bottom of the inning when the Phillies back. There is good
Why?
news. Cardiac Clay won't be pitching.
Well, who do you put? Do you keep in Tonkin? Do you trust him,
Now
or do you
would
go to
bring in
someone else?
Tommy Kingley. I'd bring him
McKinley?
in. Bring
Yeah.
Kingley. I bring him. Oh look, Giancarlo Stanton is in the building. He shows up. He's going to
Yeah, he's
actually
here.
pinch hit. They're bringing
He's
him
gonna
in.
what?
Which makes no sense. Why would you sit him today? You bring him back yesterday just to sit him today? I just don't understand. Like, I guess I'm not a baseball person. I'm not I'm not
I'm
qualified
not.
to,
I'm not.
you
I'm
know.
not in. I'm not Aaron Boone. I don't know.
I just don't understand. And now you bring him in to pinch hit. If he wasn't ready to play, then why did you activate him? You know what I mean? Like, if you wanted to wait to the next series and bring him in. Like, I don't know, man. You know what? You know what? Just bring up Jason Dominguez and just end it for everybody. And that's it. Just put him in the lineup. Just done. Because he seems like he will bring fire to this lineup. I think you put him in this lineup.
Yeah, I agree.
He's just gonna show up and just hit the ball, see the ball, hit the ball, and have fun. He just looks like a carefree guy. Like he just doesn't really care. Just shows up, plays baseball, and has a good time. That's my 2 cents. Well,
Wow,
anyway.
Stanton with an ugly strikeout.
Oh, dude, Stanton's. It's so weird watching him play because he just looks like such a goofball, right? I want at bat. Like he looks like a guy that should. Oh, and he struck out. Right? He looks like a guy that has no business even playing baseball. Right? One at bat, and then the next at bat, he kills
Then he hits
you.
like a 500-foot hanky.
Yeah,
like, how did he even do that?
How did he even see that? It's crazy. Like I've never seen a player from at bat to at bat just look so lost, but then just like swings and hits the ball out of the ballpark. It's just the weirdest. Watching him play every day, it's the weirdest thing. Like I wouldn't even say he's a streaky hitter. He's an at bat by at bat hitter. If that makes any sense, Like he's
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
He's just one of those weird at bat to at bat hitters. He doesn't. Yeah, when he either has a good at bat or he just looks like wait, this guy plays baseball? Like really? He just looks like, I don't know. He makes the pitcher look like a savant. That's what it does. That's basically what it is.
Sounds about right.
It's just amazing. But those were the back to our main topic. Those were the Yankee trades, and again, nothing spectacular. A bunch of role players. Could it work? Sure. Could it backfire and the Yankees just tailspin and finish third in the division? Sure, it could happen either way. What do you think about the Mets and their acquisitions?
I think the Mets did a very good job. I think people are complaining a little too much. I think everyone's like, dude, oh, we didn't get Flaherty. Oh, didn't get Scott. Oh, we didn't. You would have had to overpay for those guys very greatly. And the guys that we got are, I think I predicted this a while ago when I was talking to you one time, not on this podcast, that I said that both of these teams are going to get guys that you don't know very well, but are
Mm-hmm.
going to be big contributors
Mm-hmm.
and are just they have decent stats. They're going to get you through the rest of the season.
I agree, and
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 that's what
I
I think both
mean,
teams did.
and you know
That's
what?
what they did.
You're right. You're right. And there's like I think the days of the move of the superstar of getting the superstar, they're kind of because with all the stats and all the sabermetrics that they use, like they're like, well, we don't need this guy. Like it'd be great to get him, but if we got this guy, and this guy, we could make it work, and then we can give up less and still have these guys in the farm system. Now, granted, I'm not really a big proponent of holding on to guys, especially if you're in a win now kind of a situation, and especially and also if you're in a situation where you are in a big market and you can afford to go out and spend money. Like, I mean, it's not my money, so I don't give a crap, right? But if you're in that kind of situation where, all right, we are a big market team, we have money, we've got some good prospects. Let's see what we could put together and get this person over. And I understand like there's other things involved. It's like, for example, trading for Jazz, right? You got Jazz Chisholm. You traded for a guy that has another year or 2 years of control still, and
Mm-hmm.
so it's actually a smart trade because you get a guy that has a really high upside and it still has years of control. So you do it, right? He's not like a
Mm-hmm.
superstar, but he's a name, right? So like that's an example of like just kind of making kind of a shrewd trade. Like the Yankees wouldn't do the Yankees probably wouldn't have done it if the price was higher. If Miami came back and said give us Spencer Jones, things would be like thank you, see you later, bye bye. You know, they would be like see you later, bye bye.
Well,
It
you did
wouldn't
give
even be
away Augustin Ramirez, who is
yeah, but he was
tearing it
blocked. He
up right
wasn't
now.
yeah, but he's blocked. He's not playing in the majors for the Yankees. He's blocked. They traded from a place of surplus, right? So, you know, I think it was a good trade for both sides. I
I
think,
agree.
I think it was a great trade for both sides. Now, is well is Chisholm going to be a model citizen? Because that's always my concern. And I think that I don't know. He walks into that locker room. He sees Soto. He sees Judge. He sees Stanton. He sees Cole. And he's kind of like, oh crap! Like he probably sees all these guys, and he's just like, all right, I gotta fall in line because you know this is a whole different beast. This isn't Miami where I can just do my thing. This is a whole different animal. So who knows? But we'll see because next year there won't be Soto. Maybe it may not be there next year. So there's
You can't
there's
really plan ahead when you don't know what the plan is.
yeah. I mean, if I'm the Yankees, man, I take I just here's how much is it gonna take six to not go to free agency 650 here you go, here's 650, just do it. I know you're probably gonna pay a little extra, but it's worth I just feel like it's worth it for a player like Soto. He's just such a good player, and you're a big market team. You can afford it, right? Like even the Mets, if he was playing the Mets right now, I think Met fans would be saying, "Yo, just extend him. Just give him whatever he wants.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why prolong it? Like, why even go to free agency? Because I'm sure there's a number that Soto's, management, Scott Boras, is like, well, if they came to us and offered us this much money, we take it. Because I don't think any other team's gonna offer you this. Like, you know, if the Yankees went and just
Yeah.
blew him out of the water, like, how could you turn that down? Are you really that crazy? Because if you said, hey, here's 650, take it. If you don't take it, we're gonna go down. We'll cut it by 50 million, and or we'll bid a little bit higher than every other team, and then that'll be, I mean, I don't know if that would work, but maybe you kind of try to say, hey, if you don't take it now, we're still going to be in on it, but we're not going to, it's not going to be this high, right? Unless some other team comes in and goes, we'll give you 7, and in that case, I'm like, you know what, peace, which I don't think is ever going to happen. I don't think he's going to get 7, but I think he's gonna get. I think six. I think it's $600 million, like 12 years, 13 years, $600 million. I think that's what it is. And the Yankees just won the game. So
Wow.
yeah.
It
So
was the right move sticking with Tonkin there.
yeah,
The
yep,
Yankees
they
hold on in 12 innings.
yeah, they hold on 12 innings and they win the series against the Phillies. So the Yankees now have one.
Didn't they sweep them?
No, this is the second game.
Oh, okay,
They have
okay.
one more tomorrow.
Oh, it's the
So
second game. Yeah, wow.
so the Yankees have now won 2 series. They beat the Red Sox and
Wow.
they have now beat the Phillies and won 2 straight series. So now we're on a roll. Are we back? I'll hold. Let's see.
This
You
is the
know,
best team in baseball. You did just take a series from the best team in baseball.
yeah, but the best team in baseball hasn't been playing that well. So
Neither of you.
you're right. You're right. The Yankees seem to be coming out of that funk at the right time. So, remember what they say is the last 54 games that matter, right? So here we go. Here it is. We're right there. So speaking of that, Yankees record. Well, Yankees record this past week with the Yankees. We
All
started
you. Yeah,
out,
go. Let's go for the
yeah.
games of the week.
I mean, yeah, games of the week. All right, games of the week. So we started
Yankees
out.
first this time.
We started out with the Rays. Well, we split the series with the Rays, which was okay. We split the series. Gives you a little bit of hope. Then you go and play the Mets at home, and you think, okay, at worst you split the series at home, and what happens? You get swept. So basically, the Mets have swept the Yankees completely this year. So all we can say is
That
get you
hasn't
next year.
happened in a while, has it?
Yeah, and we'll say get you next year, right? Then we go on to Fenway, where the Red Sox, who seem to own the Yankees this year, don't really seem to own them in this series. I mean, but the problem with Mets Yankees is it doesn't matter how good or bad the teams are. When they play, you throw all the stats out the window, and it's always a slugfest with those two teams. Like it doesn't matter. Like you can have a guy who threw a no hitter his last start, and he's throwing dynamite. He pitches against the Red Sox, he gives up 8 runs. Like it doesn't matter. Like you throw all the stats out the window. Like whenever you play when those teams play each other, it's never a sure thing. And went into the series on that Met loss, and kind of felt like, all right, gotta play the Red Sox now. What happens? We win 2 out of 3 in Fenway, so that's great. That's wonderful. And now we're in Philly, and we just took 2 out of 3. Tomorrow, rubber game. Now, I always say rubber game. It's not. Tomorrow's a sweep. I don't know why I always say rubber game.
Tomorrow's the
Tomorrow we go for the sweep.
The matinee has had to be corrected.
Yep, it's a matinee. It's the matinee tomorrow.
I had to be corrected. I kept calling it a manatee.
Manatee? Let's call it manatee.
Like the animal.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll call it the manatee. Man, that's okay. We can call it whatever we want. It's our podcast. So we can say whatever we want. It's the manatee. So tomorrow will be the manatee against the Yankees and Phillies. So, and that concludes the games for the week, this week.
For the Yankees.
The Yankees have, yep, for the Yankees. So, this week not so bad so far, but we'll see how the rest of the week goes. The Yankees are off on Thursday, I believe, and then Friday then they are back at home against the Blue Jays. So, which, they can take the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays aren't that good. And then the Angels come in, and then the Rangers come in, so we'll see. And then they go on to play.
Do the Yankees have a long homestand?
Yes, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 game homestand. Then they go on the road and play. So they're playing. They got the Blue Jays, the Angels, and the Rangers coming in. And then after that, they go to Chicago to play the White Sox. Hopefully that's a sweep. Then they play the Tigers. Hopefully another sweep. And then they play the Guardians, who have been amazing at home. So, but then again, the Yankees own the Central Division, so it doesn't even really matter, right? They own Cleveland. Cleveland comes in. Well, actually, they own the Twins, but Central Division
Twins,
teams, yeah, they own the Twins. But like Central Division team, I mean, come on, like they own the Central. I'm not really too worried, So we'll see. And that concludes the Yankees. What about you, Mr. Met?
All right, the Mets. Going back to Ultimate Monday, that was when they finished the series in Miami. They did okay. Held together, split the series, took the game 6-4, almost blew it in the 9th. Diaz again. Come on. I still have faith that Diaz can pull it together. He's not going to be the same. He's not the same player. He's not the same player. It's not that it's bad. It's not that it's bad. He's just a different player altogether. He doesn't strike out as many guys. He doesn't get weak contact as often. He's hitting into contact more.
Hmm.
It doesn't mean he's also missing a lot more. It doesn't mean he's washed, he's terrible. He's just a different player. And I have to
Yeah.
get used to that. He's not going to strike out 2-3 guys every inning.
Yeah. He just seems to has. I mean, he's lost a step, but maybe he can find something in this
He's
in
got
this
the
last.
ERA. He's got the ERA back under 4. He's getting there.
There's hope.
He's getting there. He's getting there.
There's
Mets
hope.
won 6-4 in that one. Tuesday was the Yankees Subway Series. We'll get this one quick. That one was a close game. In the 9th inning, I was full ready for the Judge there it goes or the Soto there it goes, and no, Jake Diekman got the save. Jake Diekman was DFA'd 2 days ago.
Yeah, he made
Finally.
Judge. He made Judge look. He struck. He caught Judge looking right. Like he
Oh
struck
my
Judge
gosh.
out. It was.
Did you see the interview
I did
after
not.
that?
I did not see the interview.
They asked Jake Diekman, how did you feel about that pitch? I lost control of that pitch. I had no idea where it was going.
Yeah, he said that. Yeah,
He
sure. Sure, you lost
stinks.
control.
He stinks. He
And
had
after,
his best pitch. Best pitch was lucky. He threw up a prayer and it went in.
yeah, but
No,
he
he
struck
got
out Judge. So
yeah,
he
he's
struck
gone.
out
I'm
Judge.
glad his ERA was almost 6 with the Mets. It was awful. He was awful. Terrible. Glad he's gone. Second game was just they teed off on Cole. Tyrone Taylor, Pete Alonso, Lindor, all homered off of Cole. Cole can't pitch against the Mets.
Or the Red
Cole,
Sox.
that's the one team that gets him.
Mm-hmm. No,
That's
not
the
the one
one team
team.
that gets him.
No,
No,
not the one team.
that's the team that gets him the most. So if you see his StatMuse stats, the Mets are the team that gets Cole the most.
I don't know. Well, I mean, I've watched Cole, and I watched Cole pitch at Fenway one year against the Red Sox, and it was
Oh
just
no,
humiliating. It was humiliating because as he's walking off the mound, they're playing na 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 na,
no.
hey goodbye. Yeah,
That's great.
it was a wild card game. Went up there for a wild card game, and yeah, watched that. That was fun. You know, it's a lot of fun.
Cole is Cole, man. He's interesting. He's an interesting player. He's just I don't know.
He is. I think he's a good player. He just, he's right now in a bad stretch, with injuries, and
Mm-hmm.
now he's got a stomach bug, so he's weak. Couldn't pitch tonight. But we got through this game without him pitching. They brought up they brought up Will Warren, who pitched really really well for his first major league start. I mean, he kept them in the game. He gave a 3-run home run, kept them in the game. And the Yankees were able to come back and win. So hey, you know what? I'll take it. I'll take a
Yeah.
win. Keeping pace with the Orioles. I'll take
They're
it.
still same pace. Where we at? Thursday. Thursday was against the Braves. 4-game series. We started it. Bucho Severino started off, pitched okay. Jose Bucho. I am so happy Jose Bucho is pitching well. He's been pretty much a similar role that Weaver has been for you. He
Mm-hmm.
comes in, throws 2-3 innings. He's been very, very good as a long relief pitcher rather than a starting pitcher. He's given up 1 run in like 20 innings of long relief.
Oh
Something
wow.
like that.
Okay.
It's been very good for him. Then
Okay.
the Braves combined in the 9th and the 10th inning 2 terrible base running mistakes.
Mm.
Especially by Ramon Laureano. Terrible suicide squeeze. They failed a suicide squeeze with a guy in third, and the guy got tagged out.
Oh really?
As the Mets walked it off in the bottom of the 10th with Jeff McNeil. As Ramon Laureano overran the ball in the right field, that was hilarious. I could watch that all day. That was very funny. Friday, Senga came back and left. Came back, got hurt again. Unfortunately, it was very. He won't be back.
Yeah, he's done for the year.
Unfortunate.
Was it his calf muscle?
His
or
yeah. Calf strain, high grade.
Oof, poor guy.
Not great. Non-contact either. He stepped weird off the mound and hurt and just folded.
Some seasons it's just hard luck, man.
It's just that he's. I can't even be mad at that. Like I can be upset, but we've gotten to this point without him. We just got to keep going.
Yeah, but man, imagine how much better it would have been with him.
He was dealing too. He had He had 9 strikeouts in 5.2 innings, 2 runs. He was dialed in. He was pitching well, and then he got hurt. But the Mets still that game. They picked themselves up. They teed off on Charlie Morton, 7 runs in 1 inning, 3 homers, grand slam from JD Martinez, 2-run homer from Mark Vientos, solo homer from Francisco Alvarez. They teed off on Charlie Morton. The Mets won 8-4 and split the series. Saturday, no answer to Spencer Schwellenbach. He is a prospect you should be looking at. He is going to be a great pitcher one day. He has a very long name, though. Mets got blanked 4-0. Sunday, again, McGill needs to get out of this rotation. Brian Stanek did not have a very good first impression, gave up 3 runs in his inning. He got hammered, 2 home runs. Jake Diekman, also terrible. That was the last straw. He got DFA'd after that game. Mets went cold, lost 9-2. However, we bounced back on Monday. That was yesterday. They flat out. They wiped the floor with the Twins. The Twins thought they were playing the Yankees with that one. Twins thought they were playing the Yankees. They got just whomped. Every single reliever that came in got hit. They lost. The Mets won that game 15-2. Tuesday,
Wow.
that was today. A few hours ago, Sean Manaea with his best start as a Met easily. 7 innings, 11 strikeouts, no runs. He's just. I'm glad to see he's getting back to form.
Yeah, it's good.
Because he
It's
has
really good.
had a rough couple of years. I'm glad to see he's coming back. Mets shut out the Twins 2-0. 2 runs, all they needed. They didn't hit that. They didn't hit that much, but they didn't give up anything.
That's good.
So they finish the series tomorrow, and then they go to Anaheim after that, play the Angels.
Okay. Oh, very good.
So that's both New York teams have a very important schedule coming up, I would say.
Yeah. No, this schedule is going to be insane. It's going to be insane. This is it. This is make it or break it. You show up, you play your games. You got to go on it. They're both going to have to go on some insane runs, and they're capable of it. They did it. I mean, the Mets have been playing a lot better, right, since the first half. They've turned it on, and they have a great lineup. So, hitting is not going to be a problem for the Mets. It's going to be pitching. The Yankees is the opposite. The Yankees pitching probably won't be a problem for the Yankees. It's going to be hitting. And it seems like with the Yankees, when they hit, they don't pitch. When they pitch, they don't hit. So we'll see. I mean, it seems to be clicking these past few games, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like that. Especially the Mets are like, I'm cool with their bats. They didn't need to get bats. They got their one bat in Winker, and they're fine with that. Their lineup is pretty consistent the entire. There's there's going to be days where they're like, oh, they don't score at all. Oh, they only score like 1 or 2. But most of the time they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. I don't have a doubt that they're gonna be cold at all. They're going to be cold eventually, but they're going to be pretty consistent. Their pitching is not. The Yankees, again, a complete opposite.
Complete opposite.
The pitching you can always pretty much trust, I would say, with the Yankees.
I agree.
Other than Cardiac Clay.
Oh gosh, Cardiac Clay. We need a closer. Maybe one of these guys will maybe they'll just do closer by committee. Yeah. Maybe they'll just do that. I don't know. There doesn't seem to be they don't have that shutdown lockdown guy. They just don't and they didn't trade for him. They didn't trade for a shutdown. They probably didn't have to. They obviously didn't. They didn't get Tanner Scott. They didn't get any of the. They didn't get any of the guys that we thought they were gonna or hoped they were gonna get. So this is the bullpen we got. But again, they seem to be able to work magic with the bullpen. So maybe Mark Leiter turns into the Yankee closer. Or maybe Tommy Kinley becomes the closer. I wouldn't be mad at that. Or maybe it's closer by committee. But Clay Holmes should not. He should be a setup man. He should be the 7th inning guy, 8th inning guy. Don't bring him in. I don't know, man. Just don't bring him in on a close game. Look what happens. It's like he's consistently doing this. It's not like it happens every once in a while. It happens more times than it doesn't, and it's just not. When he comes in and goes lights out 1, 2, 3, I'm like, oh crap, he did. All right, he pitched good today. But I also know that tomorrow when they bring him in, it's not repeatable. And I understand that's kind of the way modern closers are. Not everybody is Mariano Rivera. I know that, but still, but still, that's kind of how I see it. On that note, I think we've come to the end of our podcast for today.
Absolutely. Episode 3. If you guys
Episode 3.
enjoyed, leave a
Episode 3 is
like,
complete.
subscribe,
Yes,
bell for notifications whenever we upload. Follow
exactly.
our Twitter. We will. I'll send you the link. We will link the Twitter in the description. Follow us. We will. We'll post the episodes there too, probably, and just random. I'll probably retweet a bunch of Mets and Yankees stuff, but
Absolutely.
might add more socials soon. Probably will. Again, like,
Yes.
subscribe. Always.
Yes. Like, subscribe,
It would mean
follow,
a lot.
please.
It would mean a
Thank
lot
you
to
again.
us.
It would mean the world to us. Dan,
Absolutely.
thank you again. And have a great evening or day, whatever time you're listening to this. Take care. Bye.